This is the solver example that I did in class. I've used the Flair Furniture details from page 273 of the handout that you got on using solver. What we want to do is to maximise the profit from tables and chairs. So we've got $70 worth of profit from tables and $50 of profit from the chairs. So that's that's what we want to maximise. We've got, so that they're put in there and there. We've got some constraints. Tables needs to use 4 hours of carpentry and 2 hours of painting. Chair needs to use 3 hours of carpentry and 1 hour of painting. And we've got a total limit of 240 hours of carpentry and 100 hours of painting. So that limit is set there. These signs here are not used in the equation, in solving the equation. They're just used to show you what we've got as the limit. It's less than or equal to 240 hours of carpentry and less than or equal to 100 hours of painting. Now, in this cell, we use the sum product function. And the sum product function is going to give you the answer at B8, C8, subject to and the maximisation there of B4 and C4. So that's what we want to maximise, what's in B4 and C4. We want to maximise that profit. And I'll just put in 1 in each of these cells, and that just checks to see if it's going to work through. Obviously that's not going to maximise it for us. That's just there to see whether this function is working properly. Now, what we can do now is simply copy this function down to the other cells there. And you can see there we've got the constraint there of B5, C5 and the constraint here of B6, C6. So it's now all set up for us to use solver. And we can put the result down here. And so let's go into solver. It's in the data tab. And I've clicked on solver. I've already set solver up for this. And the objective function is at D4, C4, where the results are going to come out. We're going to change the variable cells B8 to C8. That's where the number of tables and the number of chairs is going to come out. The answer of the profit is going to be there at D4, C4. And the constraints, let's look at the constraints. The constraints are there, D5, D6, well, less than or equal to, and the constraints are in F5, F6. So what we're saying is that in this area here, the left-hand side of the equation, we've got the constraints here with respect to the right side of the equation. So that's all we can use of carpentry and painting. So we add that constraint. So I've already had it here, so I'll just delete one of these. Okay. And then we go and solve it. And solve it, solved it. It comes up that the solution's been found. And we can go and have a look at the solution. And there's the solution. We've got 30 tables and 40 chairs, giving us a profit of $4,100.